Hello, lovelies, and welcome to day 17 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. And today's prompt is to draw, paint, or sketch your favorite tarot card and talk a little about the card while sketching. I kind of got carried away already, as you can see, and I already started sketching. So I should probably explain to you what I've done so far. So this is the Death card. For me, the reason why the Death card is my favorite is because I have always viewed the Death card as an opportunity for transformation. Yes, something is ending, and that's, that can be really sad and heartbreaking and devastating, but there's a potential there. There is great, amazing potential for rebirth and growth, because once something ends, something else is beginning. We've got to start there. That is amazing. And this was kind of inspired by the Death card in Stephanie Law's Shadowscapes Tarot, which is one of my all-time favorite decks. I have followed Stephanie's work for years, from her early DeviantArt days, and I actually got to watch her create that deck, and it was so hard to sit there year after year watching her paint all of these pictures and just wait for this deck to get in my hot little hands, which I bought it when it did come out it was 2008 or 2009. I can't remember. It's been a hot minute. So this deck has been in my life and for most of my tarot practice. And her Death card is a phoenix. And so that is kind of what started here. So I have a phoenix as well. But while her phoenix is side profile, this one has its back with head up, rising from its ashes. Yes, it's a quick sketch. It's not very good. You'll have to forgive me for this. I'm not used to drawing birds. And I haven't sketched animals in a really long time. So I started, really putting details on here on the feathers. And just, I want it to be very, movement in flight. There's, this action here with this bird. And above it, I do have the sun. And the way I would envision this card would be, there's this dark, dead ground here with the ashes and this bird just rising magnificently. We've got yellows, oranges, vibrant red, fiery feathers. And there's almost like a sunrise coming out behind here with a gradient, midnight blue all the way up to this vibrant yellow sun with these rays just beaming off. And it's this new dawn from this, dark decay down here. And there's this dark ground we have. And inside of that, or underneath it, I should say, the top layer, I sketched out, rather badly, but I sketched out what would be a pomegranate. And my reason for that being is I am a priestess of Persephone. She is my matron goddess, and I am dedicated to her service. I don't just worship her and work with her as my primary goddess. She's more than that. I do what she commands. Obviously to an extent, but just because of, time and family, etc. I do what I can. But for me, Persephone's energy really does it ties into this rebirth. Okay, and it really, her being the queen of the underworld, she started off as a fertility goddess, daughter of Demeter, the fertility goddess, if we're talking about the Greek pantheon, and then Zeus, that pairing. And so she started off as Cory, you know, I am in a way her namesake, although my name is spelled in the, you know, Irish spelling, not the Greek spelling. So she started off as Cory, fertility goddess, fair maiden. And when Hades took her down into the underworld, the mythology was that she ate a few pomegranate seeds. There's discrepancies on whether it was 3 or 7, you know, or just a handful, however many. And because of that, if anyone were to eat anything, their fate is sealed. They've basically signed a contract keeping them anchored to the underworld. Now, with her being a goddess, there's a bit of wiggle room there. So that's where the in the Greek mythology, that's where the seasons were born. She spends 6 months topside with her mother, in which case it's spring and summer, and it's absolutely lush, and we have this, you know, vibrancy. The sun is out, things are growing, and then at Samhain, she descends back into the underworld to spend 6 months with her husband and partner Hades, and at which point her mother, the fertility goddess Demeter, mourns, and plants start to decay, and it gets colder, and the earth freezes over, and we have fall and winter, all the way up until Persephone ascends once more at Ostara, and when she's reunited with her mother, Demeter's happy, everything starts to thaw, things start to bloom, and we have that cycle of death and rebirth. And that's really where a type of energy that I feel plays into the death card, where we've got that ending, but there's room for a beginning. You know, there is a cycle there. And I know that's very the wheel card. But I see it more as the death card, especially with her role in the underworld. So I sketched out a pomegranate underneath the ground and the ashes in her honor. And, you know, if I were to ever do or create a tarot deck in the future, this would probably, you know, be something along the lines of the card that I would create, you know, and have this rich gradient purple all the way up to bright yellow, this magnificently colored, you know, sketched out better. For those of you who may not have known, I did attend art school for a little while. However, I haven't seriously drawn or sketched in years. So I'd probably hire an artist to do this. We'll see. You know, I may actually try my hand at it one day. But as of for now, this is just going to remain a sketch and an idea in my head of how I see the death card, which happens to be one of my favorite cards in the tarot. So, lovely ladies and gentlemen, what is your favorite card in the tarot? How do you view it? If you were to create it, what would it look like? Let me know in the comments below, or if you made a video and you did a sketch, let me know so I can pop over to your channel and check it out. Thanks for watching, loves, and I will catch you in the next video of our 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. Until then, blessed be.